All of you, let's fight! Let's fight the upside! Let's fight, people! Let's fight! Let's fight! Good to have you, folks. Good to have and every one of you today, this evening, tonight. Welcome to the radio, folks. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's fight, people. Let's fight. They got some folks in the studio holding their ears. Let's fight, guys. How are you guys doing? Trust you guys have had a good weekend, fantastic weekend, fantastic, perfect weekend. Rena Cummins, good to see you there. And Hazel McLean, great to see you as well. I see Winston Kilkenny is here. Good to see Wilton Blue and all you fantastic folks. Patricia Leacock, Raymond Jones, Rashford. I see Erica Hooper, Rashford. All just got some eyes watching us, guys. Good to see each and every one of you. Pace and power. Good to have each and every one of you in the ring, in the Coliseum, in the arena. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Trust you guys have hit the ground running, folks. We're at the 6th day of the new month. 6 days in, folks. You gotta pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Ready, man, Alexis? You red women? Right me, we can talk with one later on. Yep, we can talk with one later on. Dolores, Danny. Yep. People like Dolores I like. Fairly even complexioned. Dolores. Paul, how you doing, Paul? Hope you make some money today. Money got for make. Don't come wrong with funny. Money got to make, Paul. Don't let me tell you otherwise. Cecilia Stormy, good to see you. All you fantastic folks. Welcome in the ring. Pace and power. Let's fight, guys. Let's fight. Yep. Folks, we don't always have to fight, you know. Sometimes we gotta make peace. You know, I was at a funeral today. Was at the funeral, met a couple. The man was right with me every night for an hour and a half. Can't get my wife and say sorry, boss. You got my wife? Yeah, say sorry. That's how we say. You got my wife every night. Every night, hour and a half. You don't give it up. You break up families. See, my brother, you know, sometimes in life you gotta share. Yeah? You have to be prepared to share sometimes in life. That's how it goes. I will have every night. Take advantage, Duncan. I said sorry. Peace and love. Peace and love, my brother. Peace and love. I don't mean anything wrong. Right? But if, that's what he says. Every night, can't get your wife attention. This program locked in. You know, to the good folks in the East Coast. Pace and power. Shouting out to all the folks on the East Coast. Met some fantastic folks that are filling up. All we talk about is pace and power, Jacobats and Judge Crappos. Guys, good to have each and every one of you. We thank you guys. Wherever around the world you are tuning in from. I know if you're throwing a little dust in that coffin right now in the grave and you're watching with one hand on the phone. Let's fight, guys. Carol Hudson, good to have you. Pace and power. Gwen Jones, if you all see me outside, don't be afraid to say hello. We don't bite, folks, on Mondays. Pace and power. Hazel Chase, good to see you. Julia Gibbs, how you folks are doing? Hashtag winning. Sharman, that's how we stay. John Liverpool, how you doing? Hashtag winning. Let me hashtag that right away. Pace and power. Hashtag winning, that's how we doing. Hope you guys are after a fantastic start for this new week. We're 6 days in, folks. Pick up the pace. Andrea Cato, how you doing? Florette Jacobs, Ward, how you guys doing? Paula Kiss, a little thirsty today. How you folks are? Giselle 668, Candida Lena and Digit. Good to have each and every one of you. Somebody just messaged me saying nice stars. A little fresh, you know. I'm happily married man. Happily married man, and I don't have my MBA. Don't have my MBA. Some guys say I got married with MBA, married with an MBA, married with available. That being said, I can't Lisa. How you doing? Zoran Stewart, Randolph Benjamin. Thanks for a compliment. Just kidding there. Carol and Randolph Benjamin, Gwen Anderson. Good to have each and every one of you folks. We're going to be joined by a guest later on because it's Monday and I think we got to start the week right. And our guest, this particular guest, always comes unscripted, right? Always comes unscripted. Always come unscripted. And he's loved by many. Loved by me. You know some of y'all guys have bad ways. Right? But y'all don't come running funny tonight. He's been in the belly of the beast. You know them trench crap hole and them jagabats good. We will talk with him in a second, folks. But if you guys are ready, share the damn live stream, folks. And smash that emoji button as well, folks. Smash that emoji button as well. And we hope that you guys, again, are great. Hope the week is off to a fantastic running start, guys. We hope it's off to a fantastic running start. And let's get right to it. If you guys are ready, if you please, I think we ought to share a couple places too. We want to make sure that we've shared in all the right places, guys. Hold up. How was the weekend, guys? How was the weekend at your end? It was a fantastic weekend at our end. We got some work done, got in some reading, tended to our spirit a little bit on Sunday. Thanks to all of you who tuned in to FYI this morning. You joined our podcast over the weekend. You guys make these programs what they are. Don't anybody tell you how different. We really value each and every one of you. We see so many shares already, folks. Go right ahead and share some more in the groups you are. Share it back to your pages. Send it to a friend of me, a site. Check the main screens. Send it to somebody who share. Valid views and credible comments only. Valid views, guys, and credible comments. That's right, folks. That's right. Yep, I know some of y'all don't feel it properly if we don't ring the bell. And that's the things. I know if y'all don't feel it good if we don't ring the bell. And we don't want to disturb anybody at all. We don't want to disturb your spirit. So making sure that you guys get in your quota there. Pace and power. Boots on the ground. We're not backing down. Fired up. Ready to go, guys. And I trust that each and every one of you, that you fantastic folks out there, you hit the ground running today. Good to have you guys here. Really, really great to have each and every one of you here, and we're fine. Welcome in the ring, whichever page across social media you're joining us from. You are into the right place, and we're so happy that each and every one of you are here with us. We're fired up at this end. Let's get through our topics very quickly, and then let's pull in our guests. We're gonna be talking about some issues that we think might be of importance because y'all fast. Y'all want everything, and we want to oblige. We aim to please, guys. We aim to please. And for the fight card this evening, we begin, folks. Where are we starting from? Please let us know. We're starting from where? Around the world, guys. That is where we're picking up the broadcast from around the world. I even know why I ring the bell. Is it things? Moving on, folks. Moving on. We're starting with some breaking news tonight. Out of Dominica, we have a piece of breaking news. A minister in the Dominican government was shot in office today by a friend, by a colleague. He was shot. This is Dominican Minister Orlando Mira, and he's actually the son of one of their past presidents. He was shot by a colleague in his office in the Dominican Republic, and we're sending all our thoughts and prayers to his family, the Dominican government, and the people of Dominica tonight. It says here that the Dominican Minister, the Dominican Republic's Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources was shot and killed in his office today. That's what the officials are telling us. Authorities said that Jorge Mira was shot by an unknown person. One report said it's a friend of his, and they said that no further details was available. His ministry said in a brief statement that they were troubled by this turn of events and by this situation here. Another report said it was by a friend. This one says by an unknown person. Orlando Jorge Mira, again, of the Dominican Republic, and he was the Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources. Yep, that's what's going down there, folks. Again, we want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, friends, loved ones, the Dominican people, and the government as a whole on the passing of this minister under these circumstances. We always say here, we contend with ideas. That is the contention we have. That's the clash we have, folks. And this kind of interpersonal violence should not be. And we hope that this is not what it looks like, but this might be even bordering on an assassination. Let's wait to have a fuller report in a subsequent broadcast, folks. But as we're out there internationally, we've been talking about monkeypox. I hear Frank say nothing. Frank ain't saying nothing, you know. But when he does speak, he suspect. But Frank has been overseas for a little while now. I don't know what he's like an extended stay, like it's a vacation, all in one, and so on. But when he's here, he says he suspects. So we're being very cautious. We reported to you last Monday. It was just last Monday. These guys were telling us you had 200 cases of monkeypox in 20 countries. Tonight, folks, tonight is 780. 780, you know, they're watching this. Is not the same as COVID-19 by any means. But what is really surprising the scientists and the doctors, the people who know this at the back of their hand, is that they're saying that this is appearing in some places where monkeypox is not endemic. They already have a vaccine and that kind of stuff, and it's treatable. It's not life-threatening, but it's not something that you want to contract at all. Monkeypox, they're tracking it. It's already in over 20 countries. And I hear them boys talking nothing but here is that, but we got to wait. We are going to have to wait, folks. We're going to have to wait. Hold on. We will have to hold on to see if Frank suspect, if he's waiting for a report from PAHO, from Dr. Chris Etienne. You know, he never get a report. They didn't brief him and all of that. Who knows? We got to wait till somebody perhaps fly from Guyana to Trinidad to hear, oh, we have one positive case and all of that, because that's how sometimes we get our health information. We saw where they were on COVID-19 and all of the variants, the Delta, the BA2, and all of that. We never know, the suspect and so forth. So we're going to hold. We don't say any advisory out as yet, but we're going to hold. Again, the numbers there's a slight uptick there in those numbers. So please, guys, be careful. We beg of you, Devon Fanfare and Glenford Gordon, you all stay safe. Make sure this is one that is spread when you come in contact, skin to skin, contact with folks. So my God, keep to yourself a little bit. Michelle McKay and Asquith Schultz and Ronald Warren. You know, some of you guys get it hot and what's the term? Hot and bothered, but you got to keep to yourself a little bit. Edal Rodney, take it easy. Social distancing and so forth. Adele Semple, you know, take it easy, folks. Daphne Joseph Lee, skin to skin contact. You might got to hold to yourself a little bit. You know, chastity, poverty, and obedience. That's some of the vows for some particular people. You might got to hold on to some of that for a couple of months. Donna Holder, good to see you. Valerie Thomas. Yep. Signs in the times, folks. From one thing to the next. Sometimes you don't want to come out to us. Boris Johnson, in other news, survived the no confidence motion today. Boris in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Not with the opposition, with his own members of his administration. Lots of them, quite a few resigned, and lots of them have rebelled by voting against him, which is an indictment on his leadership. He's in some tremendous trouble, and I know those of you who in the diaspora, especially those of you who in Great Britain, can tell us some more about this. But from all indications, all the vibrations we get on the ground, Boris Johnson is in some serious trouble this evening. Serious trouble. Yep, very serious trouble. Y'all know what's going on there. And all of this stems from them breaching COVID-19 guidelines. As a government, as an administration, it seems, one report says, that they were very, what is the word? They're very cavalier with the regulations and the protocols. Well, if we had this kind of government in this country, oh my father, Ali's government would have fallen months ago, because they have breached every known COVID-19 regulation, every known COVID-19 protocol, every known COVID-19. They have breached it. But see, we don't have this kind of rigorous political system to hold people accountable, but they can't come wrong. The English funny, you can't come wrong in funny. So Boris is paying a steep toll for breaking the rules. You know, if they got rules, we got to obey them. Right? We got the rules, we got to obey them. But in this country, only some people want to obey the rules. And even when they're breaking it, they're trying to hold other people accountable for rules that they themselves can't uphold. Right? That's called hypocrisy. Hypocrisy in any other country, it's called hypocrisy. This country is called Jaguarism. Right? Jaguarism, that's what it's called. Hypocrisy. So Boris Johnson there, Prime Minister of England, Great Britain, he's paying a steep price, a very steep price politically. He has won the no confidence motion, but lots of his MPs voted against him. Lots of them. Moving on, folks, closer to home. Signs in the times. Signs in the times. Every day you wake up in this country, you've seen it all around you. From the Jumbie Boy to other things. Signs of the times. Edal Rodney, Edwin Estrada, Sheena, Hazel. Signs of the times. Don Fanfare, Seymour George. Everywhere you look, signs of the time. Folks, who's sharing the damn life? Who will smash the emoji button first? You know, some of y'all taking this thing for granted, you know. Some of y'all getting a little complacent, but we go wailing to y'all. Right? And who that gonna be badly women long road? I can dash this bell in somebody's chest and in the throat. But y'all watch me, right? Y'all watch us. Watch us here. Share the damn live stream and smash the emoji button. Right? Some of y'all getting complacent. And sometimes you gotta fight your brother, you know. Right? To get them right, you gotta fight them. Some of y'all getting complacent. Y'all losing your militancy and all, but we can bring y'all back like one bell in your throat. You straighten up. You straighten up. Right? Y'all see Ram Gonzalez all over the place. Up to the time he flighty. And one day somebody threw a stone. Since then, Ralph is straight and now. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. Straight and now. One bell in your chest. Bring you back straight away. Share the damn live stream, folks. And smash that emoji button. Signs of the times, my people. Signs of the times. How else I can tell you? It's signs of the times, it's signs of the times. Share the damn live stream, guys. And smash that emoji button. Folks, we're following this. We are following this, guys. A boat captain was found dead. Where was he found dead? In the fuel tank of the boat. This is a fella of the Hopkinson family in Bartica, Region 7. He's part of that well-known family in Bartica. Right? Sagan Hopkinson, am I pronouncing it right? Sagan Hopkinson there, a boat captain. He was found inside the fuel tank. And folks, don't tell anybody, but a lot of people suspect foul play. I ain't want to call names, right? But I ain't want to pretend that I ain't hearing right here. A lot of people suspect foul play. I mean, a boat captain with experience don't fall in the fuel tank like that. Right? A lot of people suspecting foul play. Dan Barnes, you hear the same thing? Samuel Jerks, what about you? Millicent Ross, I don't see for a little while, maybe you owe me, I forgive you. David Wood was come more often. Mustafa Gilbert Jones, you hear the same thing? The people selling foul play about here. Fuel tank. Folks, like we're going back to pre-2015. You always find somebody murder someplace, some businessman, something. Big gunning down, big shooting down. We seem to be going back there. Iron Adams, you don't think so? Rennie McKenzie tell me, how you helping the fuel tank? When they're asking, very suspicious, very suspect. Right? In a tell you some of the other things we're hearing. We can't confirm them, but a lot of people saying a lot of things we're hearing. A lot of conjecture and so on. Right? But rather suspicious. A captain of a boat and just fall in a fuel tank just like that. More in the matter than on the pistol with this one here. More in the matter than y'all know that street talk, right? Y'all know what we mean by that. More in the matter than on the pistol. Y'all all going down. This administration here seem very, very excited to head back to pre-2015. Very, 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 very excited to head back there, but we ain't going back there, folks. We ain't going back there. We cannot take this country back. You all know we're heading someplace. Piracy the down. All of these, drive-by shooting, you might say. Gunning down. Those were things of the past. The police force had a purpose. You had a government that really care. Right? Really care. Nothing like this PPP shine rice regime. Nothing like them. 74 billion for education for shine rice. Right? When we done, we stomach big, sir. It's berry. And them boys. Right? Or even not to tell me whatever he doing, because he telling off. He telling off. Too fast. Right? I saw him sitting next to the first lady, and I even recognize the fella. Too fast, whatever it is, I know. Right? I know there are two things that's thinking along quick. You know what I'm talking about. Right? First thing is man problems. Next one is woman problem. Them things reduce it quick. I know what happening. Maybe my God take a little leave of absence if something happening there. But again, boat captain Sagan Hopkinson found in the fuel tank. When is country coming to? These things were becoming things of the past under the last administration. Khemraj Ramjattan was Minister of Public Security. Right? Took a lot of flack for a lot of things, but we didn't see these things. Them boys seem like they're going right back there. Them boys seem like they're going right back there. Nikki Innes, Melita Bess, how y'all doing? What y'all hearing? Cassandra Keeler? Be happy to know what y'all hearing at y'all end. Nothing irregular, that's how we can say. Nothing irregular. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Don't waste time. You know what you got to do. Go about doing it. Don't come to saying Skylar. And we got a very interactive listenership, a very interactive viewership. Lola John is you? Deborah Seeley is you? How are you looking, sir? Deshaun Alexander? Adele said, if you want to look up Primo Rollins, go to have each and every one of you. Folks, you know what you got to do? Don't come around with funny. You know what you got to do? Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and do it. Please and thank you. Moving on if I can. And thoughts and prayers, of course, go to the entire Hopkinson family. To lose a loved one like this, whatever the circumstances, you never quite prepared for it. And we send our condolences, thoughts and prayers to the people of Bartica. To the folks of Bartica, y'all don't got a regime that to deal with. Now you got to deal with all of this additional stress. Thoughts and prayers, especially to the family, the Hopkinson family in Bartica, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Bartica and all those who love Say God Hopkinson. Moving on if I can be hastening to get our guest. I got a couple questions to ask him, and then I got mind some business. Got mind some additional business. Moving on, folks. Look what's happening here. We told y'all about the signs of the times. These good folks are still looking for the relative. You remember we told you about Renald Williams? This man was knocked down. Guy, he's different, you know. Knocked down. The man who hit him down told the passers-by, I put me in the car and take him to the hospital. I take him Renald to the hospital. Knock the man down. Put me in the car and take him to the hospital. Didn't find Renald yet. Never turned up at any of the hospitals. And his family looking for him. But the Guyana police now stepping in, the Guyana police force now stepping in a more meaningful way. Better late than never. Finally stepping in. But the friends and family want justice, and they've been protesting for more help from the authorities. And they've been asking this man's family, the driver who hit him down, please, it was an accident. We're certain. It could have happened to anybody. But let us know where Renald is. Let us know where Dashy out, where Pitchy out. Please let us know. Left for the hospital. Never quite got there. Folks, signs of the times. Signs of the times. You know, sometimes you look at stories. I say, Father, come. Come for your country. Come for your country, Father. Come for your country. Moving on if I can, guys. Some of them sugar down. That's why y'all know. Some of them, they're different. And they sugar down in different ways. Sugar down. We show you how a lot of stories start. We don't often see it. Show you how it's going. Right, we spoke about a 12-year-old who went missing the other day, and then we spoke about another young man, I think he was 33, who went missing. We don't know sugar down, the man sugar down. Trouble in the dance. He was last seen at a wedding house in Diamond. I went out with wedding house. It made me remember. It's a long time I need black cake. Drinking for dance. Hope you're listening. It's a long time I need black cake. It's a long time. Right? But this one anyway, not to sidetrack you. Sugar down the man sugar. He went to wedding house. Then the man got missing. Sugar down. Right? Look, stories fake. The man fake the thing, you know. The people say he was high like a kite, high on cocaine. Sugar down. High on cocaine. Taxi driver fake his abduction. Kishan Bola. Wasting the authorities' time when they could be looking for the other gentleman, Mr. Williams. Fake his abduction. They say he was high on cocaine. Same thing, sugar down. That's the trouble we're having. Wasting people. I think we should charge him. And then he got to pay whatever fees, you know, whatever that search and so on came up to for the Guyana police. So we can't waste in taxpayers' money. Valerie Thomas, no sir. Hazel Chase, no sir. Willita Bess and Quadamingo, Rondo Ferguson. Yes, don't waste our time, man. Right? Don't waste your time. We sugar down the people, sugar down the man, sugar down. Kishan Bola. Right? We gotta do better than that. Folks, moving on. We're gonna have my guest in just a little bit. Guyana is not a real place. After the story, how Guyana can be a real place? How people faking the whole kidnapping. It's not a real place, and look why. Look why. You know, I thought the aim of the police force, this would have never been the fire service, rather, under Khemraj Ramjattan. It would be never. I thought the aim of the fire service was actually put out fire. Right? But like this was a training that went by. This is Bartica. I know Bartica is a little different. I know that it's different. The fire service in Bartica, folks, had a demonstration to put out fire. At least I thought that was the aim of it, right? This gentleman here was apparently instructing some young cadets how to put out fire. But when you look at the people, when you look at the effort, you understand why some fires just don't get put out in this country. You understand? We actually thought of this end. When we saw this, who shared the damn live stream, folks? Who will smash the emoji button? We thought the aim was to actually put out fire. Apparently not. Apparently not. Take a look at this. Apparently not. I don't know how it goes, but apparently not. The aim is not to really, the MD5 service is not ready to put out fire. Take a look, take a listen, and share the damn live stream. Smash the emoji button.
Right? And the fire is there. So, you have to know your range, right? You have to know your range. You have to know your range. Alright, let it burn out, let the gas burn out. Let it burn out, it has too much gas. Bring some water. Now, the heat is not what we experience at fire, right? If you stand all your hair is going off, so please know that firefighting, as I said, is some firemen are mad people. Because if you house like the fire, you run it out and we running in to extinguish it. Since we only have one extinguisher, so we gotta be careful not to use it wisely. Alright?
Folks, get us that real place. I thought the aim was to put out the fire. I don't know. I can see whole fire service by you house, Khemraj Cross, Chinson Henry, Heaven Faith, Paul Benjamin, Mustafa Gilbert. I can see the whole fire service by you house on fire. The spray down say, let it burn down. Let it burn out. Let it burn out. Let it burn out. Yeah? It's about proximity. Right? Spray again. hold on, let it burn out. I thought the aim was to put on the fire. I don't know. But this is very instructive, right? You understand a lot of things now, right? I don't know if it's an iron tanker I spilled by the place where they get a bucket of water from, or is gasoline extinguisher. I don't know if the sugar down is done stugs is who, but different. Let it burn out, folks. That's what the guy is saying. Let it burn out. That's what the folks saying. Let it burn out. Yeah? That's what the guy is saying. Apologies there. I'm bringing in the wrong thing. Let it burn out. Let it burn. That's what the guy is saying. Moving on quickly now. I think we're at the end. Look, story here now. You see red women. I tell you. OTI was store with red women. Don't take them in and the Gallifrey service. Don't take it in succession like that. Right? Look. Before you come from the fire service story, I heard this on Bartition. That's Bartica. This Bartition, very reputable, credible Bartition, right? Not like Odessa Primus. Credible Bartition said that in Bartica, you stand a better chance if you don't qualify service. If your house on fire, you stand a better chance if you don't qualify service. I don't think qualify service. You got some good people, but I don't know what happened there. But red women, back to red women. Back to red women. We've been following this story here of Princess Williams, who tried to extortion her ex-boyfriend, claiming that if he didn't give her, I think it was $12 million, she would go and say that he raped her and all of that. She wasn't satisfied. He went to report the matter, had her before the court, and she was found guilty. Right? She was awaiting sentencing. Princess Williams, red women. She was awaiting sentences at the East Randall police station. And she feigned. Right? She faked that he had raped her. Then she faked that she was feeling well. They took her to the Georgetown hospital. And Princess climbed through a window. Right? They found Princess as a salon, I think, on Thomas Street, having her hair and nails. Folks, the country different. So she's been sentenced to 3 years in jail. 3 years in jail. And I hear a lot of people saying, the side for Princess, oh, could be lenient with share things tight. You know, you find a man with money, got ruled on his son. But you can't do the crime. Or you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Imagine if that man had gone to jail innocently. And I know the court say, will they give him more than 3 years. Right? So she can go and reflect on her action. Right? You see why I got trust issues with red women? This is it here. Right? Not only she trying to extort. She ain't think with that, you know. She's trying to fool the men now. At the lockups there, she ain't feeling good. Out of the goodness of their hearts, they took her to the Georgetown Public Hospital. They go jump through the window like an acrobat. This is Princess flicked through the window. 2 summers and landed her foot like a cat. Landed her foot like a cat. The fucking little salon in Thomas Street having her nails in here done. The different red women. Folks, moving on. You can't do the time, don't do the crime. And I think we were about to have our guest. But before that, folks, we tell you all slow down. Look what happened over the weekend on the Rupert Craig Highway just outside of Yokohama. This car ended up on the median. Arrival live. Let me slow down, the man. Slow down. I ain't say sugar down. Slow down. Slow down, folks. Please and thank you. Please and thank you all. Slow down. Just over the weekend on the Rupert Craig Highway. This is just outside Yokohama. Folks, pace and power. Pace and power. And some of you are deaf on it. Right? Priya? Is it Priya? Some of y'all deaf on it. That's what I want y'all know. Look what happened here. Priya name calling. Priya deaf on it. $74.4 billion for education. For Shine Rice. You see this PPP Shine Rice regime? Eh? We got to see the backs. Folks, we got to go work hard out there. Junior Gibbs and get these people out. Vote them out. Chasing Henry, boots on the ground. We want a PPP Shine Rice regime. Run the garden. Ask the Charles. No. 74.4 billion. Taxpayers give this regime for education. Right? How expensive is rice? We can't put little meat and little stew in the man. Come on, folks. Come on now. Priya name calling. Priya name calling. You're definite, Priya. You're definite. That being said, we see that they were ambivalent about whether they were going to close school for July, August. But the word has come down that school will be closing. So they can't say you went to school in August. You cannot say, folks, you cannot say you have been to school in August. And I think you folks are happy about that. And finally, folks, photo of the day. Photo of the day. Finally, photo of the day. Some of y'all different, you know. Y'all don't care what's road. Y'all don't care what's pavement. Right? They introduced bicycle lane, but then do no public education. They confuse y'all. They done stuck. So y'all driving anyway. Bicycle lane, pavement, any place. We got to change that, folks. We got to change that. We got to change that. We need the best. Valerie Thomas, we got to change that. And we want to arrive alive. You can imagine if you got some pedestrians walking there. You got a cyclist or two in that lane there. Purgatory and confusion powder. And that's why, folks, that's our photograph of the day. Where we tell everybody business. We went in the PNCR business. Was it the 21st annual Congress? Or was it the 10th or 11th? Was the biannual Congress? Annual. I think like a done stuck now. The annual Congress, folks. We went in their business. We ain't got them. We want to. That being said, folks, I'm pleased this evening. I'm very, very, very pleased to have joining me tonight Khemraj Ramjattan, the leader of the Alliance for Change. Khemraj, how are you doing? Very good night, sir.
I am doing all right, and I was watching you there doing your piece, as inimitable as it is coming from you. I'm glad to be here tonight.
Really happy to have you, sir. We can ask the folks who are joining us to share the live stream, smash that emoji button, and let me go down the road. Let us go down the road. And this is the road to National Conference 2022 of the Alliance for Change. But Khemraj, before we get into party business, Alliance for Change business, up in the business, you know, there was a report that came out just over the weekend about the IMF. This is the International Monetary Fund, released some information about how our economy is doing. And I see one of the things them boys jump off on is the fact that the IMF in this preliminary report paid them some compliment about the Natural Resources Fund and the fact that it was activated. It took a long time and with a lot of public pressure from the opposition to bring them to this point. The IMF give them some kudos, quote unquote, about oversight and checks and balances. And you would want to think that this is the hallmark of their administration, but you have been pressing forth on this theme of breaking down the guardrails, and they've been very, very reluctant to activate institutions like the Natural Resources Fund Board. There is the commission to do with the oil and gas industry, and all of that. A lot of outstanding commissions and entities of this oversight nature that are still lacking in terms of being activated. So there's not really anything to celebrate here, is there, Khemraj? Talk to us about that.
No, well, there isn't. And of course, these international bodies are all diplomats. And in their language, now and again, they're going to praise them when, quite frankly, underneath the underlying aspect of their judgment as to what is happening in Guyana has to do largely will be critical, which is critical of them. Look, the IMF and the World Bank understands that Guyana is going to be the new hub economically in South America because of that oil agreement that we signed with Exxon, an oil agreement that this government had cost us down for and had indicated it will renegotiate. But the IMF and the World Bank are well aware, because of the discoveries made, and more discoveries are going to be made, that the money is going to be too much for these people in the PPP to handle. So they will tap them on the shoulder and say, good job, you have now made an amendment, or you repeal the old Natural Resource Fund and you have gotten a new one. By the way, they're very angry as to what has happened with that kind of a repeal, and one that is under the control of the government and the Minister of Finance more than anybody else. And they love the idea. They congratulated us when we signed up the one which had 22 civil society organizations to deal with the oil monies and the oil fund and the oil resources. So they will just go and say, well, thank you very much. Having repealed it, you have now brought something and you're activating it. But they are activating it in such a manner is when they spend out the money, put it in the consolidated fund, and we don't know where it gone. They are now saying we're going to fix up the board of directors. We went in Parliament and we decided on a board of directors. But the board of directors ought to have been there before so that they could make recommendations as to how the money should be spent. That's $607 million. And to date, I don't know if they have sworn them in yet. I don't know if they've been sworn in, but I know they've been named.
Correct.
Yes. Just like what has happened, we have named the people to go to the Public Procurement Commission. I think our girl Diana Rajkumar has been named. Up to now, they cannot swear the people so that you could have a properly constituted Public Procurement Commission. So they're passing all the contracts to their friends and family and favorites, and you do not have a PPC in place, although it's over 2 months now that we have literally nominated them as the members for that board via the Appointments Committee in Parliament and the other methods and procedures. So don't get carried away, people out there, viewers, that indeed it is genuine kudos. The IMF and the World Bank is very concerned about governance in Guyana. They are very concerned. I am very well aware of this as to whether there is going to be an explosive situation, because they also see that this government is discriminating in who and who getting the monies. Look, all those monies fishermen can get, all those monies that the people in region 2, they're saying entrepreneurial skills, they will get some money. Fertilizer deal, he goes to Blackbush and he gives monies away and all of that. These things were not there in a parliamentary appropriation. When we ask where the oil monies are going to go, we never got any answers to them. And so it is foolhardy to think that a nice little glowing word from the World Bank or the IMF, it should put them on a pedestal that is high and advanced. It is not. And to your question, don't be fooled by it. These people know that this government has a tendency, because they were there prior to 2015, and they were corrupt like hell. The perception index for corruption had put Guyana one of the highest countries in the Caribbean, and then we brought it down under that 5-year period, 2015 and so on. They come back and it's the same damn thing. These, what you call them, trench crappers are doing. Exact thing what they left off in 2015. They're doing.
Yeah.
The international people are getting very angry with them. So they mustn't feel that that is a star in their book.
Very well. For the benefit of our audience, the report says, the report talked about, I want to capture the text for that section. It says that the recent amendments to the 2019 Natural Resource Fund Act set clear ceilings on withdrawals from the fund for budgetary spending and to promote transparency in the management of and the use of oil resources. The staff of the IMF praised the authorities through the review of the 2029 Act before making amendments, and the restraint in using any oil revenues before the passage of the amendment bill. But as you rightly said, the hindrance really the oversight is the Procurement Commission, which has not been functioning for quite some time. Before we head into our discussion about how the national conference preparations are coming, this report also talks about exposing the economy to an increased dependence on oil revenue, in which it said will expose the economy to volatility of the global oil prices. It basically said that, you can't just focus on oil. The non-oil economy is really important too. And we got some numbers. It ain't looking too nice. It ain't looking too nice at all. For instance, the IMF must know, Khemraj, that sugar production is down by 4%. Rice production is down by 20%. This is non-oil economy. Bauxite production is down by 3.8%. Gold production is down by 14.8%. The IMF onto something, Khemraj?
Oh no! They will have it. They know the international financial situation. They know, and only yesterday, I was in Babis and I was talking to some farmers, and they're indicating that they cannot go to deal with the next crop because not only of the climate, the weather patterns and all of that, but the cost of the inputs. Fertilizer is far gone into over $10,000 per bag. And the weedicides and the insecticides, the labor, all of that have gone up. And they might not go into the crop. And it is going to be more than just 20% reduction. I feel that rice is in tremendously bad shape at this moment. And yet, this government wants to fool people. They really could fool people, That is one thing the PPP is good at. Propaganda. And it has a master intellectual in propaganda art in that same Mr. Jagdeo. He's going to shout down these old East Indian ladies that say, I think bad, Mr. President. And he goes, what nonsense are you talk? What nonsense are you talk? And then he puts it back on the APNU AFC coalition as if we created all of these problems. What we can say proudly is that we left him in 2020 with an inheritance that was beyond the imagination of all Guyanese in all history of Guyana.
Yeah.
We left him with that oil agreement and he started collecting monies. $607 million, the first tranche. This year, he will collect almost $1 billion US. That's the second tranche. And then next year, more than $1 billion. From the computation based on the price of oil now, $120. We had calculated the thing at $60 a barrel. And moreover, because of signing that agreement, we have now the Exxon bringing in their platforms earlier than is anticipated from Singapore and Malaysia, wheresoever. So we will be starting not only 1,000 barrel at the beginning of next year, but sometimes almost up 300,000 barrels. At that kind of a price, they will have a windfall. And that is what is making Jagdeo, do what he's doing. And the PPP, they feel that, they could go and spend the money in that kind of fashion without any. And the IMF and the World Bank is going to chastise him. Just like how they chastised the corrupt transactions they had in that earlier period of their stewardship of this country. And when the Americans took away plenty of their visas and all of that, plenty of them got their visas and so on taken away. And that is what caused all the troubles and so on. Lots of violence and insecurities in our country. And we're going to get back there. Whereas when we got into government in 2015, sugar literally had bankrupted the country. And so they really got lucky in 2020. And of course, this is the bad thing. I believe that we have to carry the narrative, in the Alliance for Change and the APNU and other opposition parties, that this government was damn lucky for what the APNU AFC coalition did and delivered to them, as against what they are doing with it now. And one of the best things in a democratic society is not only free and fair elections, because ultimately we fought and we got our elections remedied to the extent that they're in power now. But they forget the second pillar, that pillar being good governance. You want to give people money? Well, put them in the website who collected $250,000. We're going to see. And when you take a look, because the more I see the evidence talking to people in the rural areas, it is a tremendous amount of discrimination against especially Afro-Guyanese. And I speak so as an Indo-Guyanese because I happen to know the facts. They don't want to put on the website of the Agriculture Ministry how much money they're giving to their supporters. They're starting to buy the votes for the local government elections they want probably later this year or early next year, and also for the 2025 scenario. They're buying the votes now. And that is why I'm urging my East Indian fellows and rank and file people and all across the place, do not allow the deception of the PPP to get into your head to the extent that you are going to deny your brothers and neighbors, the Afro-Guyanese community, that which they're also entitled to. And this is what can bring an explosive situation. This is what the World Bank and the IMF are watching Guyana so carefully, because they know that in oil-producing countries, you get these problems. It's inherent. It is almost an attribute of oil-producing countries. And they want not to have that inside of this country. They're hoping that it will not happen. And that is why they have an eye out in Guyana. And we too must ensure that that second pillar of democracy, a fair and equitable distribution of the oil monies, comes to one and all, and not only one.
Yeah. Khemraj, you talked about the installed vice president interaction recently with that big auntie and uncle there, who was asking him some questions about, they said, our community ain't feeling this government. We ain't feeling the oil. Nobody comes to see us. And he said, you're talking stupidness. I mean, this is how he tried to talk to you when you were serious concerns being a member of the PPP years ago. And, subsequently led to him trying to throw you out the party. Succeed in doing that and said you never amounted nothing politically, but you quite show them quite differently, many years later. Talk to us about that as we go into this discussion about that.
How he is, there is an attitude of dominance and domineering that strikes him, and we had seen that a long, long time. And the party too has allowed it to happen, the PPP. So he's like, the alpha and the omega. And then he could go and tell all those aunties there, they voted for him, But he could go and shout them down and cuss them down and tell them you're talking nonsense. That is not true and so on. And then he deceives them. But the people have indicated, just like the men at the meeting there yesterday, they're telling us now that I've going to take him, sir. This by fool Abby. He say he go open back the estate. He can't open it. And he make Abby feel that Ali been wrong. If he go close down the estate. Well, Abby now know the truth. And secondly, he said that how he's going to bring back a lot of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
On jobs.
50,000?
50,000 jobs. That was the lady probably was asking him, how we going to feel this thing? We are not feeling anything here. No livelihoods. Because he's not a good planner. The PPP has not really planned since the death of Dr. Jagan and some of the mighty leaders then. This Jagdeo, along with the other leaders here, have no idea of planning how to govern. And that is their difficulty. They don't even want to ask overseas people. I remember they didn't want the overseas people to deal with public security. The DEA, they didn't want to come here. They want people to go and trade drugs all over the place. And then the DEA, along with a fellow named Russell Coombe, you probably know him, a British security sector reformist, a very educated man and one who was in top brass in the police force in Scotland. He came and did a whole set of recommendations. Of course, we had the Charandas guy who did all kind of madness. All those things were on the shelves for implementation because we had said implementation will depend on monies from the IDB, and we built a lot of police stations, the video recording systems, and all kinds of things. But we said we're going to use the oil money to continue that rehabilitation of police stations and so on. All those things have been shelved.
Yeah.
They don't like those things. They like a situation that is chaotic and all of that. And, all they want is their friends and family to get the contracts. And when elections time come, they then become a very well-oiled political machinery. It's hard to beat them when they're so well-oiled with funding and all of that. And then, of course, the racial, ethnic voting patterns and so on. So this is a political machinery, but what Guyana needs is not a political machinery to win elections. It needs good governance by that politics of expansive democracy and equal economic development to ensure that everybody gets a bite of this pie. No, says Jagdeo. No, says the PPP. And, of course, my good friend Irfan Ali, he just keep quiet because you know what to say. I am certain that he has a heart, unlike some of the others. But, and that is where we have to carry our narrative to the people out there because they're now realizing that it was all a lie. Oh, yes, we're going to renegotiate the contract with Exxon. When we tell him that it is difficult because these are powerful players. I am glad that some people have carried it into the courts. The court system can be a better system that can be utilized for a better deal. But they fool the Guyanese people, and they're now in power, and they're doing nothing. And it is very nasty what they have done to this public, and to the extent then that we have to now create the narratives, create the ground operational forces to ensure that we educate the people. We got to go back, public meetings, meeting the people, talking to them, and also on your social media platform, like in the ring here, so that people could be educated that they really got it in a gold spoon, with a gold spoon in their mouth. That is what the APNU FC left them with. $607 million, and this year, almost $1 billion US. Yeah. And look what they're doing with it. People can't see, up to now, what it is that, how they are benefiting.
Excellent. Khemraj, so the National Conference of the Alliance for Change is coming up over the weekend. In the race for leader, your hat is in the ring, as well as your colleague and friend, David Patterson. You have gotten, interestingly, nominations from every single region, and perhaps I think for every post too. Looking for the guys for an indication back this side in the Alliance for Change in the top spots for General Secretary, for chair, I think even for vice chair. You seem to have the heart of the party. David Patterson has been nominated for a leader of the party. How are things going on that front? Big weekend coming up. Big
Oh, yeah,
weekend.
it's a big weekend. It's our seventh biannual, sorry, um, conference. We call it national conference. The other political parties call their Congress. Um, and it is going to be an extremely important conference for us. We have a number of issues to deal with and motions to deal with. One big issue, as I have said, is the way forward document, which was discussed at our national executive a couple months ago. I think it was last year, December, in which we were indicating what are our options for future. Of course, the collaboration or the coalition arrangement under the Commingsburg Accord was a 3 to 5 year period. It comes to an end at the 31st of December this year. There were a number of things that some members have been critical of in relation to that agreement. And we also had to deal with the issue at that national executive. And so a certain set of options in relation to our partner under the Commingsburg Accord is going to come up for decision. We are going to have, of course, lots of motions as to how we restructure our organization, certain positions that we can create for organizational structures and personnel within those organizational structures to enhance the groundwork. Because what we have found is that a lot of people like to go into social media and chat and talk, and others who would yap and yap and yap and chatter and chatter and chatter, and sometimes get us all distracted from what they're doing, to the extent that we then do not get to the ground to tell the sugar workers, let's say, how the PPP has deceived them.
Yeah.
Or to tell the people in Linden why it is that their worth is less in the eyes of the oil money's distribution and things like that. Or why when we must go and talk to the Amerindians in all the various hinterland regions. So it is important that we build back those structures that we had, where we used to go to Paramakatoy, we used to go to the hinterland areas and find the groupings there and so on. All of that now must be dealt with at this very important conference. And the strategies as to how to find funding for these. Fundraising is an important part. Money is an important part of a political organization. How do we raise that? What do we do? And the activities that we have to indulge for purposes of getting all of these things done. So it's a big thing. And it is going to also be the elections of office bearers. Oh, yes, I must say that there's a worthy contender against me for leader, and it's my buddy pal, David Patterson. He has been a most hardworking general secretary. I know as Minister of Public Infrastructure, he did a magnificent job. And to the extent then that he's running, well, fine. We have always had this rivalry. Initially, it was myself and Raphael Trotman. And I'm glad now that Raph, because of certain problems of health, he is not there. But it is always good to see in a political party that people are vying for these positions. I remember myself and Raphael had some very, very close challenges. At one time, was it at Vridanup? He beat me by 2 votes and things like that, because the party want at least competition. It urges you to get better so that your competitor can come second, if you understand. And I see that happening all across. The rivalries inside of the AFC have always been non-antagonistic. You are coming up, I think, for the GS position. Lots of work you'll have to do, because the work that, of course, the GS has been doing was quite a lot too. You will have to, it's filling a big man's shoes there, quite frankly. And so the competence and the worthiness of the rivalries, of the rivals, is something that I'm very proud of. And so that is how it should be in a democratic party, and especially a political party that is democratic, that has liberal democracy as its underlying, underpinning philosophical approach. The other party got communism and Marxism, Leninism, although they don't, want to talk about that nowadays. And the others, I think, got socialism and so on. So we know what we are about, and we are going to have. And I want to make this point that every one of us, whenever the results come out, if we lose, win or draw, we will respect the results and we'll shake hands, congratulate the candidates that have won, and we move on. That is how this political party has always been. Oh, yes, we will have our criticisms of each other during the course. I noticed in our NEC chat and a number of other chat lines, lots of things are being said. But at the end of the day, we are all united as a family under the AFC banner. And we must ensure that that banner flies high. It has done magnificently when compared to other Caribbean countries. 5 seats the first time, 7 seats the second time, 12 seats the third time, 9 seats now. We're going to win 15 seats next time, either on our own or with a coalition, depending on whether we go there. So it is very, very important, Sherrod, that we make this thing a big success.
Yeah.
We held at William Street Kitty there at the Redeemed Church. And we are going to also have, if I may say so, because of the COVID scenario and also the new technologies, zoom in from the various regions. Like the Latin people, it costs a lot of money to come in. And also, you don't want to crowd the place because, indeed, it's COVID upsurge again. We had thought that this COVID would have gone away and we could have gotten everybody in. But, of course, cost, the COVID. And so we're going to have what is called a zoom in, utilizing the technologies and so on for the conference from various other regions, 1, 8, and so on. So it is going to be a powerful, historic moment for our party, doing it this way with the technologies and also getting the work done and the major decisions made, and also the elections of the new office bearers for running the party for the next 2 years.
Excellent. FYI, when it became public knowledge about the way forward and all of that, and whether we stay or we go, we ran a poll here. We ran a poll at our end on 2 of our shows, and it was remarkable to see the public's reaction to the issue of whether we stay or we go with our partners. And I think at the early morning poll, about 72% said stay. And then we had about 78 persons in the evening show also saying stay. So they seem to like us together.
Coalition politics is what is going to help bring this country more cohesion. I am for coalition politics. But you have to understand that in a democratic society, just like the Brexit, some people wanted to break away. They put it to a referendum and they broke away. And today Boris Johnson is having no confidence motion for not implementing the breakaway because it's such a difficult thing. Having, won the elections on breaking away from European Union, he got problems. I am not one that is going to lobby the positions here, but my position. My position is one strongly for coalition politics to be given an opportunity. And even though we might have had mistreatments at the hands of the PNC or, people who didn't grant us that which we were entitled to, we still feel that there is scope. Similarly, I do not want us to exclude even the PPP. I would like our party to be that bridge. By the way, that is what third parties are all about. Third parties in ethnocentric societies like Guyana, ethnic-based societies, have a function, especially when that third party has a multi-ethnic core. It helps to bridge to the PPP and build to the PNC or APNU. And that is what we have to do. We must not just go and be mad with the PPP, what they're doing, and not praising that which is good and so on. Similarly, we must not only hug and embrace the PNC simply because we are partners. If we feel that they're talking stupid things, we should so state and disassociate ourselves from those things. And that is what is necessary. It is to bring back that independent approach and at the appropriate moment support either of the two, but being a bridge permanently. Because in this country, If you start getting violence like in the early 1960s, it could break up this whole place. We could be demolished like Severodonetsk and so on in Ukraine. We don't want that. I am a little too Gandhian in my upbringing, from my grandfather to my father, and even Dr. Chedi Jagan, to a certain extent. They trained, do not destroy this country. And the AFC is going to ensure that it is not destroyed, but we're going to bridge the gaps and especially make sure that the partisan rancor that occurs now and so very often, that we have to halt it and make it negligible and press on with what you call an education of our younger people to ensure that they live together, as I always say, like Chandapal and Hooper bringing home the trophies for us.
Yep. Well, we hope the trophies and the runs come home on Saturday. Thanks for joining us, Khemraj.
No, that's right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
That's our time. Thanks, Chief. Yep, folks. That's it. That's our time. That's the program. Yep. It's coming up this weekend, folks. It's coming up on this weekend. Coming up this weekend. Yep. The bell like you want to call tonight. Yep, coming up this weekend, folks. Coming up is on Saturday, the 11th-day National Conference 2022. We're going to have the latest for you guys. Of course, we fast. I mean, y'all want to know what's happening too. We try to keep you guys in the loop at every turn. We're so happy that you guys join us in your numbers as usual this evening, folks. Pace and power, nothing less will do. Great to have you folks here. That's the time, guys. That's our program. Good to have you guys. Pace and power. Let me see who's been here with us, guys. Drop a comment. We give you guys a quick shout out before we go. Man, whose name is Man? Maureen Coppel Williams, good to see you. Millicent Ross, Adolphus Jamal, good to see you. Sandra, hello, Auntie Sandra, good to see you. Sean Castle Edwards, good to see you. Savitri Zal, good to see each and every one. We in the business. I in the business more acutely as a member. I in the business. I tell you everything. Good to have you guys. David Wood and Colleen Solomon. Good to have you folks. Folks, we can't do this work without you guys. Pace and power. You will see, we just have you guys at heart. Want you guys to get credible information all the time, tweaking our programs all the time, ensuring that you have nothing but the premium information, guys. Remember, we can only do this with your help. Totally public funded. Totally public funded, guys. Publicly funded by you folks. We're available via Zelle, Cash App, available via PayPal, available via MMG. There's a local Cash App. MMG, we're available there as well, guys. We're going to have all that information for you. Do we have it in hand, guys? Could we quickly switch to that? We're going to make sure, folks, we're available via MoneyGram, via Western Union as well. Lovely, brilliant folks. And just for your convenience, so that we can keep the doors open and we can keep the lights on. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you guys right back here tomorrow at FYI. And then we below the belt at 12 and back at 8 in the evening. Back in the ring, folks. That's the time. That's the program. Stay safe. Smash the emoji button before you go. Smash the emoji button, guys. Smash that emoji button for us, guys. Share the damn live stream. Share the damn live stream and smash that emoji. That's the time, folks. That's our program. Stay safe. Wherever you guys are, stay safe. Colin Solomon, please stay safe. As quick, short, stay safe. Chin Sing Henry, Nikki Ellis, we love you guys. Donald Delfield, we love you. Marcia Agar, we love each and every one. We Dan Great Zandy, of course, the regulars. The originals, the regulars. Good to see you, folks. Good to see you. Andrew King, have a great evening, folks. That's the time. That's your program. Stay safe.